South Park, a grass-fed popular satirical cartoon series created by Trey Parker and Matt Stone, also one of my favorite shows. With the release of the series, the duo opened the floodgates on what can be said and done on television, but today I'm not here to talk about their more recent episodes or nuances or controversies. You can watch other YouTube channels such as Johnny2Chell or Blooms for that. Instead, I'm going to talk about Mexicans. Yes, Mexicans, and the portrayal in the series. Why? Because I'm a Mexican. Of course, I want to talk about something that hasn't been covered by many. I will say, Mexicans don't exactly have the biggest role in the series. Quite often, they are just part of a gag or joke. For example, in the episode, probably, after Kenny gets hit by a bus in the previous episode, somehow having survived, he gets scraped off the bus after arriving in Mexico, and by the end of the episode, Jesus sends Cardo into a place much worse to hell, which of course turns out to be Mexico. So yeah, South Park's first portrayal in the country isn't exactly positive, but I do find it funny. There's another joke in the episode Death Camp of Tolerance when they go to the Museum of Tolerance where random mistakes degenerate for one of the wax statues, which did make me laugh. And in the episode, The Yikes, where Mrs. Garrison assigns the boys with reading and writing an essay for the Altman and the Sea for the weekend, so Cartman has the great idea to hire Mexicans to do their essays for them, but instead the Mexicans mistake them for wanting to read the book and writing to their essays. Personally, I never heard people call their friends essays, but I do find the play on words quite funny. Essays, essay. Okay, so one episode where Mexicans are actual prominent is in the episode Free Willzyx. After the boys spend hours searching for a space program, Stan and Craig go to the Mexicano Aeronáutico Espacio Administración, or MASA, which doesn't really make any sense when saying it. It makes more sense to say Administración Aeronáutico Espacial Mexicana, also espacial spelled with an E at the beginning, which is closer to what is actually called Agencia Espacial Mexicana, or ASM, but I do know why. The joke is NASA, but with an M instead. Also, I find it funny because masa means dough in Spanish. Also funny things how they write la venta and control de la misión, as in the sale and the mission control. And oh god, the way the guy speaks, space, sea, fly, and the rocket lunar. It's ridiculous and funny, and to top it all off, flying the rocket would cost $200, which, again, funny. Place does remind me of actual car shops I've seen around Mexico, and the sale of pottery on the street is so accurate. Anyway, we all know how this ends. Special mention to the episode P, where Cartman sings about minorities. And the episode Eek Penis, where he teaches said minorities.
How do I reach these kids?
The episode Tis, where Cesar Milan dominates Cartman by turning him like a dog.
See, I'm not looking at the child, I'm not acknowledging the child, I'm just letting the child know I'm not interested in him.
Not interested in me. See what? Hey,
Yeah, I also forgot to mention the video game. Oh wow, it's weird. Which is weird because this is where I got the music from.
I'd like you to meet
Oh yeah, also the Mecha Minion is great.
Es un trabajo.
Moving on. Okay, we're finally get to talk about one of my favorite episodes that is unfortunately unavailable here in Mexico, The Last of the Mexicans. It's the episode where Butter gets lost while playing a game, Mexicans versus Texans, and then ends up being a symbol for all Mexicans as mantequilla and for their orgullo. This portrays the US in the best light, being ignorant, advantageous, and so in their high horse that their country is the best.
We asked Obama to stop illegal immigrants. We didn't mean to make the U.S. so shitty they wouldn't want to come anymore.
Not saying Mexico is the best country ever. There are aspects of my country that I do not like, but I like the culture, the food, the people I met here. For those who don't know, I lived outside of Mexico for a good amount of years in the Middle East due to my father's job, and after returning, there were times I felt like an outsider in my own country. I'm not saying that this episode made me realize my love for my country, more like it made me understand. My father saw better opportunities, and when we left, there were things I missed, such as my grandma and her cooking. In the Middle East, there were foods that we couldn't get easily, such as pork, horchata, and tortillas, which makes me feel like such a shame it's not available in Mexico. I'm not completely sure, but Wikipedia mentions that Comedy Central Latin America found the scene where Cartman electrocutes a bunch of Mexicans would be considered offensive, although that does require citations, so don't quote me. So yeah, I have to go through other means in order for me to watch this episode in the first place. It really is a shame because it's also one of the best butter episodes. I think it's finally time to go to the last couple of episodes related to Mexicans, which are Mexican Joker and season finale, involving the ICE. In Mexican Joker, they are detaining alleged illegal immigrants to detention centers while separating the parents from their children, in which Cartman gets the great idea to report Kyle and his family to.
We know you've been separated from your families.
Tu familia no está aquí. Es triste. Tu cri.
When Kyle arrives and reveals that he's Jewish, the ICE workers fear that they could potentially be perceived as racist as they try to get him out. Kyle argues that the conditions could potentially create a Mexican Joker in which the workers take literally. Cartman gets sent to a detention center himself after revealing to Stan that he was the one who sent Kyle to one. The episode's not subtle, but by the end, Cartman compares the detention centers with a concentration camp.
Now when you don't like people, you can have them taken from their families and put into camps. Why does that make you... Oh my god.
The episode's season finale does not improve the image with the ICE, with the ICE being seen treating the many children they separate from their parents as dogs to be adopted. At the end of the episode, the boy the whites adopted, Alejandro, finally becomes Mexican Joker after going through the hard treatment they put him through, and we never see Alejandro again. These two episodes once again portray the US negatively, not subtly. One of the ICE workers justifies their behavior and treatment as part of their job to make America great again.
Yeah, with the new episode, I don't think there's anything interesting or new I could probably say with ICE. To be honest, it's like, I don't know, they're treating Mexicans badly again. Boo-hoo. I don't know. There's not exactly anything new I could probably say with that. Oh boy, the US just keeps doing things. Again, Mexico's not exactly that great either, but oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah.
With this, I am done. But I could have missed something. So if you want more, please like and subscribe and leave a comment in the description below if you guys want to see me do more about other series and such. And I hope I hear from you guys. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time, hopefully. Bye-bye.